Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you try, peace always feels one step out of reach? You wake up, push yourself through another day, chasing that quiet moment when it all finally makes sense. But it never comes, does it? There's always another goal, another fear, another whisper in the back of your mind saying, not yet. You tell yourself that once you fix everything, your job, your body, your relationships, then you'll finally be free. But somewhere, deep down, you already know the truth. You've been running in circles and the finish line keeps moving. It's not that you're weak. It's not that you've done anything wrong. It's that you've been taught to fight life instead of flowing with it, to grip harder every time things slip away, to control what was never yours to control. You were told that success means mastery, that happiness is something you earn through constant struggle. But what if that's the greatest lie you've ever believed? What if the more you try to command life, the more it resists you? You've felt it before, that strange pressure in your chest when you force things to happen, when every plan starts to unravel, no matter how carefully you've built it. You've felt it when you tried to hold on to someone who was already gone, when you tried to fix something that didn't want to be fixed, when you couldn't stop your mind from spinning, even in moments meant to be peaceful. You've been told to keep pushing, but pushing only tightens the chains. There's a quiet truth hiding beneath the noise of effort. It's not loud. It doesn't demand. It waits. And the moment you stop struggling, even for a breath, it shows itself. That silence you've been avoiding, because it feels too still, too empty. That's where your real power lives. You've mistaken stillness for weakness. But it's in stillness that life finally begins to move. Everything you've been seeking is already trying to reach you. But it can't, because you're too busy reaching for it. You've been gripping so tightly that your hands can't open to receive what's already yours. Think about that. Every ounce of your strength has gone into chasing something that only appears when you stop chasing. The truth is, the world was never against you. It's been waiting for you to stop resisting it. There's a kind of power that doesn't roar. It doesn't dominate or demand. It feels like exhaling after years of holding your breath. It's not the power of control, it's the power of connection. The moment you stop fighting the current, you start to flow with it. And suddenly, everything that felt impossible begins to unfold effortlessly. Not because life got easier, but because you did. You stopped standing in your own way. You see, power isn't about making life bend to your will. It's about realizing that life was never separate from you to begin with. The waves aren't against the ocean. They are the ocean. And you, every thought, every fear, every fragile hope, you are part of the same vast movement. You don't have to fight it. You just have to remember that you belong to it. The world teaches you to conquer, to compete, to take control. But what if the real strength lies in surrender? Not in giving up, but in giving in to the rhythm that's already carrying you. The wind doesn't force its direction. The river doesn't apologize for its flow. They move because they trust what they are. You can too. The pain you feel when you lose control isn't punishment. It's guidance. It's life showing you where you're still holding on too tightly. Every moment you resist is a mirror of fear. Every moment you release is an opening for freedom. This is not about escaping your problems. It's about seeing that your need to control them is the problem. And maybe, for the first time, you're ready to stop running, to stop trying to fix what was never broken, to stop searching for power outside yourself, and finally realize it's been here all along, silent but unshakable. It doesn't shout, it doesn't beg, it simply waits for you to notice. The world around you will keep spinning, demanding, distracting, but underneath it all, there's a stillness that never moves. It's not far away. It's not hidden. It's the space between your thoughts, the pause between your breaths. That's where your power lives. That's where life begins to flow with you, not against you. So let the noise fade. Let the struggle soften, and listen to the silence that's been waiting for you to remember who you are. You've felt that silence before, haven't you? That split second when everything stops, when the noise fades, and the world feels like it's holding its breath. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, something inside you wakes up. For a moment, you see it clearly, the truth you've been running from. You are not separate from life. You never were. The struggle was never against the world. It was against yourself. Against that voice that keeps whispering, "You're not enough yet." But enough for what? Enough for who? That voice isn't yours. It's the echo of everything you were told to become. You've been chasing control, thinking it would bring peace. But control is a mask worn by fear. It keeps you safe but small. It makes you build walls so high you forget what freedom feels like. And yet, freedom is what you crave most. You can feel it just beyond the edges of your reach, waiting for you to stop trying so hard to grasp it. Every time you force life to go your way, you trade peace for pressure. You lose the rhythm that once came naturally to you. You stop hearing the music of your own existence. You were never meant to control the waves. You were meant to surf them. The moment you understand that, everything changes. You stop fearing uncertainty. You stop needing guarantees. You begin to see that life's chaos isn't your enemy. It's your invitation. The universe doesn't punish you, it mirrors you. Every storm, every loss, every moment that didn't go as planned was never chaos. It was choreography. Every piece of pain was perfectly placed to wake you up to what's real. And what's real isn't something you can hold. It's not a possession or an achievement. It's a presence, a deep knowing that you can trust life even when you can't predict it. The tighter you hold on, the more power you give away. But the moment you release, everything you were chasing starts moving toward you. That's not magic. That's alignment. That's what happens when you stop demanding life to be what you want and start listening to what it's asking of you. Think about how long you've been waiting for permission to rest, to feel, to be. You've spent years proving yourself to people who stopped thinking about you the second they turned away. You've shaped your worth around opinions that never saw your soul. But deep inside, there's a part of you that's tired of pretending. It's tired of performing strength while secretly breaking. It's tired of controlling every outcome just to feel safe. That part of you doesn't want control anymore. It wants truth. And truth isn't comfortable. It demands surrender. It demands you let go of the story that says you need to earn peace. You don't. You were born with it. You just forgotten how to listen. The mind loves control because it fears silence, but silence doesn't destroy you. It reveals you. Beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath every mask you've worn, there's something unbreakable waiting to be seen. That's where your real power lives. It's not something you have to build, it's something you have to remember. You've spent so much time surviving that you've forgotten how to live. You've mistaken control for courage, but courage is what happens when you face uncertainty and trust yourself anyway. You don't need to know how it will all unfold. You just need to know that you'll meet whatever comes, with awareness, with presence, with open hands instead of clenched fists. The world is not asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to participate, to stop standing on the shore waiting for the waves to calm before you dive in. They never will. The power isn't in the calm. It's in your ability to move within the storm. That's where life meets you. That's where transformation begins. So breathe, not to escape, but to return. Every breath is proof that life still wants you here, still moving, still becoming. You don't need control to be powerful. You only need to remember that you are never separate from the source of power itself. The same energy that moves oceans, that births stars, that keeps the universe alive. That same energy breathes through you. You've just forgotten how to feel it. Now is the moment to remember, to let go, not because you're weak, but because you're ready to be free, to stop fighting for control and start living in connection. Because once you trust that flow, once you surrender to it, you'll understand the silent trick that gives you power was never about force. It was about faith. You've carried this weight for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to move freely. Every choice, every plan, every thought filtered through the need to be certain. But certainty is a cage dressed as safety. It keeps you small, silent, predictable. Life doesn't exist in control, it exists in motion. And motion is messy, uncertain, alive. That's what makes it real. You've been trying to outthink life, but life was never meant to be solved. It was meant to be lived. Every moment you've tried to hold on has been a moment you've missed living. The more you chase stability, the more fragile you become, because stability doesn't come from the world around you. It comes from your willingness to face it without fear. You think letting go will make you lose everything, but the truth is holding on is what's been draining you. You can't receive new things with closed hands. You can't evolve while gripping what's already gone. The universe doesn't take from you, it clears space for what's next. Look around. Everything in nature moves through cycles. The trees shed their leaves to grow again. The waves crash only to return. The night falls to give birth to morning. And yet you resist the same rhythm in yourself. You try to stay in one season forever because it feels safe. But safety without growth becomes decay. You are not meant to repeat the same patterns. You are meant to rise through them. Life keeps whispering, let it fall away. But you can't hear it over the noise of your own resistance. You say you want peace, but peace doesn't come when everything goes your way. Peace comes when you stop needing it to. It comes when you realize you can meet whatever comes. Not as a victim, but as a participant. You have survived everything you were certain would destroy you. Every heartbreak, every failure, every night you thought would never end. And yet here you are, still breathing, still becoming. That's not coincidence. That's resilience, the power that's been quietly growing beneath your fear. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to stop pretending that uncertainty means you're lost. Uncertainty is proof that you're still moving. It means life still has more to show you. The only real danger is staying still out of fear. Because when you freeze, when you refuse to change, you don't protect yourself. You disappear. You shrink into the idea of who you think you're supposed to be instead of stepping into who you truly are. There's a moment when the mind finally breaks open and sees what the heart always knew, that control is an illusion, and surrender is not weakness, it's alignment. The moment you stop fighting what is, you create space for what can be. You become fluid, unstoppable. You begin to realize that the same force that moves the stars moves through you, and it's been waiting for you to stop trying to command it and start trusting it. You are not separate from the world. You are the world experiencing itself through you. Every sound, every breath, every rise and fall of your chest is proof of connection. You are not here to dominate life. You are here to dance with it, to listen, to move when it moves, to let it show you the rhythm you've been ignoring while chasing your own. You are not powerless, you are just misdirected. Your power doesn't come from control, it comes from presence. This moment right now is everything, not the next one, not the one you're waiting for. This one, the silence between thoughts, the heartbeat beneath the chaos, that's where it all begins. You keep searching for signs, for answers, for something to tell you it's time. But life has been whispering it all along. It's always been time. Time to trust, time to let go, time to return to what you already are. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't have to wait for permission. The world doesn't need another person pretending to have it all under control. It needs someone brave enough to surrender, brave enough to listen, brave enough to stop running. The real power doesn't shout. It hums quietly in the background, waiting for you to notice. Once you do, once you stop fighting and start flowing, you'll feel it. That unshakable stillness that can't be broken by chaos. That silent power that was never gone, only forgotten. You've been standing at the edge of yourself, waiting for a sign to jump. But the truth is, the sign has always been there. It's the ache inside you that refuses to be ignored. That quiet discomfort is not punishment, it's a call, a reminder that the life you're meant to live doesn't exist in the shadows of safety. It exists in the risk of surrender. You already know that holding on has cost you more than letting go ever will. You can feel it in your bones, in the heaviness you carry through each day. It's the weight of pretending you're fine, pretending you're in control, pretending that the walls you've built are keeping you safe when they're really keeping you small. You've been taught to fear the unknown, to stay inside the lines, to plan your way through every possible storm. But storms don't ask for permission. They come to clear the air. They come to move what's stagnant. Maybe your life isn't falling apart. Maybe it's being rearranged for something greater. You can resist it, or you can rise with it. You can cling to the pieces, or you can trust the wind that's trying to carry you forward. This is where transformation begins, not in comfort, but in chaos. The moment you stop trying to control the tide and start moving with it, you begin to understand what real power feels like. It's not the kind that shouts or dominates. It's the kind that doesn't need to. The kind that stands in silence, unbothered, because it knows what it is. That's the power that lives beneath all your fear. That's the strength that's been waiting for you to remember. You've mistaken control for strength, but strength is softer than you think. It's the courage to face uncertainty without running. It's standing still when every part of you wants to fight or flee. It's the quiet trust that even if everything falls apart, you will not. Because you are not what happens to you. You are the space it happens in. And that space is vast, unshakable, infinite. The more you remember that, the less the world can take from you. You've been conditioned to chase power through effort, through dominance, through noise. But the most powerful beings are the ones who've stopped chasing altogether. They move like water, calm, unstoppable, impossible to grasp. That's not weakness, that's mastery. Because when you no longer need to control everything, you become one with everything. Life bends, not because you force it, but because you finally stopped resisting its natural rhythm. Look closely at the moments that broke you, the ones that made you question everything. They weren't there to destroy you. They were there to dissolve the version of you that couldn't carry what's coming next. The pain, the confusion, the uncertainty, all of it is a sacred invitation to evolve. You've spent so long trying to hold on to your old self that you've forgotten who you're becoming. But the universe doesn't take away. It transforms. It burns away everything false until only truth remains. And that truth is this: you are not here to survive life. You are here to merge with it, to stop standing at a distance, observing, judging, controlling. You are here to participate fully, to feel deeply, to move fearlessly. The moment you stop demanding that life makes sense is the moment it starts revealing its meaning. The meaning isn't out there. It's not hidden in the future. It's right here, pulsing in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this exact moment that you're trying to control. There will come a point when you realize that every time you let go, you gain more than you lose. You stop trying to protect yourself from the flow and instead become the flow. You stop asking for certainty and start trusting experience. That's when everything shifts. The noise quiets, the fear fades, and what's left is power, silent, grounded, unmovable. The kind of power that doesn't need validation, doesn't seek permission, and doesn't depend on circumstance. This is what freedom feels like. Not the absence of chaos, but the presence of trust. The knowing that no matter what changes, you remain whole. The understanding that surrender isn't defeat. It's the doorway to real strength. Every breath you take, every moment you release is another step toward that truth. Life isn't testing you. It's teaching you how to remember that the power you've been searching for was never lost. It's been waiting in the stillness, inside you, all along. There's a moment, right before everything changes, when the world goes quiet. It's the breath before the leap, the silence before the breakthrough. That's where you are right now, the edge. You can feel it, the pull between who you've been and who you're meant to become. One part of you wants to stay safe, to keep pretending that control will save you. But the other part, the one whispering under all that noise, knows the truth. It knows that if you don't let go, you'll never feel alive. You'll exist, yes, but you won't live. You were not born to shrink yourself into predictability. You were born to dissolve into the mystery of existence and find yourself within it. Every fear you've ever felt, every doubt that's kept you small, they were never signs to stop. They were invitations to go deeper, to look closer, to realize that what you call fear is only the boundary of your current self begging to be broken. You think you're protecting yourself, but really, you're protecting your limits. And limits are not safety. They're suffocation disguised as control. You've been standing guard at the door of your own freedom, refusing to let yourself in. Because freedom isn't comfortable. It's wild. It's unpredictable. It's the kind of peace that doesn't ask for certainty. It demands courage. The courage to walk into the unknown without a map, trusting that life is not here to destroy you, but to reveal you. You can spend the rest of your life trying to build walls against what scares you, or you can realize the walls were never real to begin with. Everything that has ever mattered came from a moment of surrender. The moment you stopped forcing and started feeling, the moment you stopped asking how and started trusting now. You've seen glimpses of it before. The ease that comes when you stop chasing, the clarity that arrives when you stop trying to understand everything. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. The universe doesn't reward control. It responds to flow. And the more you trust that flow, the more life begins to move in ways you could never have planned. But trust is not passive. It's not waiting for the world to save you. It's the active decision to let go of resistance and meet life fully, even when it doesn't make sense. That's where your power lives. In the moments you choose to stay open, when everything in you wants to close. In the moments you decide that faith isn't weakness, it's strength beyond understanding. Because the mind will always tell you that surrender means losing. But the soul knows that surrender is the only way to win. Look at the patterns repeating in your life. The people, the lessons, the pain that keeps circling back. They're not punishments, they mirrors. Life keeps showing you what you refuse to see. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Every closed door is protection. Every ending is redirection. You're not being abandoned. You're being guided toward what's real. But you'll never see it if you keep clinging to the illusion of control. There will come a moment, maybe it's now, when you'll realize that everything you've lost was never truly yours. It was borrowed, temporary. A stepping stone. What's real cannot be taken from you. It exists beyond circumstance, beyond outcome, beyond fear. It's the stillness inside you that no chaos can touch. That's your anchor. That's your power. The world can crumble, but that remains. You don't need more answers. You need more presence. You don't need more plans. You need more trust. You don't need to fight for power. You need to remember that you are power. The same intelligence that turns seasons, that pulls tides, that births galaxies is breathing through you right now. You are not separate from it. You are it. And the moment you realize that, you'll stop searching for meaning and start creating it. So stop waiting for the perfect timing. Stop waiting for certainty. Life doesn't wait. It moves, it grows, it expands, and it's asking you to do the same. This is your invitation. To drop the weight, to let the current carry you, to finally stop running from the unknown and start dancing with it. Because once you let go, once you surrender to the rhythm of life itself, you'll understand what power really is. It's not control, it's not dominance. It's the quiet, knowing that you are already everything you've been trying to become.